It's an ambitious effort to bring together young people from around the world to create collaborative projects and impact the process of education. More than 10,000 students and teachers have worked together on ThinkQuest projects, developing web pages now being widely used by schools throughout the world. From sports and the arts to math, science, and more, ThinkQuest is sparking the imagination and impacting lives on every continent.
The teams have done so much more than I expected, and the quality of their work is just so good. The things that these kids have done is just wonderful.
It began as a vision to bring together teenage students of very diverse backgrounds through the use of the internet to create content-rich websites that both educate and break new ground through internet-style learning.
We want this ThinkQuest to be a force in bringing together the technological have-nots and the technological haves. So we emphasize very strongly schools working together when one school is on high on the technology ladder and another is lower on the technology ladder.
Today, kids around the world are broadening their vision, developing ideas, and dreaming big dreams that set them on their own ThinkQuest adventures.
When I first started out was that it was going to be a technical challenge. But now that I've gone through it and I'm looking back, I really think ThinkQuest is a really big collaborative and, a collaborative challenge that you can really look at as anyone can do.
The work begins months or sometimes just weeks before the deadline for the ThinkQuest entries in what is now the biggest educational contest on the internet, with scholarships and prizes totaling more than $1 million, created and now managed and operated by the nonprofit Advanced Network and Services.
The essence of this contest is really collaborating on a topic that interests you. And it can be anything. It can be anything from surfing to music to science to math.
We chose war really as a means to create peace. We have an interactivity section in which you can go to a chat room and actually talk to people online, such as psychologists or veterans.
Our goal was to help people realize that they're not alone and to give them an opportunity on the internet to get confidential help for their problems.
And this focused us into finding some way to start using internet as an educational tool. And ThinkQuest helped us along that road.
But ThinkQuest is more than a contest. It's an educational technology program from the private sector that facilitates school reform.
This fits within all of the best curriculum reform literature that I've been able to find and read, right down the line.
Entries are placed in any one of the 5 categories: math and science, arts and literature, social science, sports and health, and an interdisciplinary category which covers all other areas of interest. The Fractory took first place in math and science.
What the Fractory is a way to teach people that don't necessarily have a lot of mathematical knowledge about fractals, which are, in a sense, a very mathematical subject.
First place in arts and literature went to MusicNet, the online guide to music education.
We wanted to focus on music education and how it was important in the American culture and how music has a lot to do with us.
First place in social sciences went to Anatomy of a Murder, a trip through our justice system.
It takes real facts and makes a fictional story about them so people can learn without necessarily realizing they're learning.
Runner's Oasis took first place in sports.
It covers all aspects of running, beginning runners and as well as more advanced runners.
The online Pavre tutorial was first in the interdisciplinary category.
The website is designed to be a reference and teaching tool for a particular software package known as Pavre. Pavre is a piece of software used for generating realistic three-dimensional images.
Thousands of entries are being placed from more than 50 countries. The ThinkQuest entries are judged on 5 major points. 20% of the judging is on team collaboration during the development of the entry. Secondly, the use of the entry results in the entry becoming more valuable. 25% is on the educational value of the entry. Next, the entry has been and is likely to be highly used by other students. And finally, 25% is on the quality of the entry and its contents. ThinkQuest is a program that provides lots of help for the teams, including workshops for teacher training, an instructional CD-ROM, and a full-time online help desk. And there's abundant information on the ThinkQuest website. The powerful Team Maker page helps people to find compatible partners with similar interests anywhere in the world.
What it does best is it really talks about music.
ThinkQuest was really supportive. If we had a problem, we could go ask them about it, and they'd help us out.
The ThinkQuest website is now receiving over 2 million hits per week. The Global SchoolNet Foundation screens the thousands of entries to select the finalists in the ThinkQuest competition. This culminates in the incredible ThinkQuest Weekend in Washington, D.C., where the top teams converge annually for final judging managed by the Internet Society.
It's like being at the Internet Olympics, and the teachers and students that are here today are so excited. They're all these Internet archaeologists that are just carving their way through history.
They did research that was student-directed. It wasn't teacher-directed.
We really learned a lot about planning a large, long-term project, and also about working together as a team and coordinating so great an effort.
Some of the finalists in the 1996 competition were teenagers with little or no technical knowledge, but by working in teams with more experienced partners, they created dynamic, interactive websites that can now be used by others for learning and personal growth.
That would be 1,000, that would be 2,000.
ThinkQuest is a first step in having students develop materials that will be used by other students. And in fact, we have several entries that almost certainly will very quickly find their way into high school curricula.
This team created a tutorial for the C++ programming language.
It's really nice to see that a local university in France and a high school in Texas are using our tutorial right now in their classes.
While most coaches only have one team, some are a bit more ambitious.
I was just a coach on 25 teams, but we had over 30 teams within our school. What you want to do is encourage interest with the students. And if you limit it to only 1 or 2 students in your school, you're missing the whole excitement and the chemistry of this program.
The annual ThinkQuest Weekend is capped with an awards banquet hosted by dignitaries and celebrities like comedian Sinbad.
I want to see inner city kids and rural kids get hooked up. We've got to get computers in all the schools. We've got to get computers in all the schools, because the last thing we want to have is have-nots in the technological world.
And I think the internet's going to be great as long as it's for everybody, as long as that opportunity is given to everybody. Otherwise, it's going to be an off-balance society. You can have some kids who just be totally left out.
Film director Ron Howard shared about one of his own childhood film competitions.
And I came in second in my category, and it was great. And I can really honestly say that it was a turning point for me, as I'm sure this evening is for you. This is a lot better.
They did a lot of work, barely meeting each other, yet working cohesively and effectively as a team, using email, using the electronic medium to collaborate, and collaborate in a really extraordinary way.
Gene Sperling is chairman of President Clinton's National Economics Council.
Well, what are Sinbad and Ron Howard coming to? I mean, what kind of big fundraiser, glitzy thing it is? And say, no, this is about awards for people doing great, innovative, collaborative education technologies, and that is so important to people like that they're willing to come here and lift this whole event.
Linda Roberts is director of the Department of Education's Office of Educational Technology.
We want to connect every classroom to the information superhighway. We want to get every teacher to the point where they can feel comfortable. But all of this will not matter if we don't have top quality content and resources available. And what you have been able to do in ThinkQuest is really get us going down the road. And I can't tell you, Al, how appreciative we are of all of your efforts. Just wonderful.
Best in Contest was awarded to EduStock, a stock market simulation. Outstanding Educational Design was awarded to Design Paradise.
I think that one major part of our site was the variety of ways you could learn and the interactivity of the game.
Outstanding Technical Achievement was awarded to From the Ground Up, a guide to C++. Teams are joining ThinkQuest throughout the world, along with national partners in a number of countries.
My expectation is that it will trigger a lot of schools to really start using the network in a more educational way.
Each one of them was fascinated by a particular subject, excited by the technology, and wanted to work on it. And that is, when you can motivate young people that way, very, very significant learning can occur.
While ThinkQuest is teaching new skills, it's building leadership qualities and changing people's lives.
This experience has absolutely changed my life. I can't tell you the satisfaction that you get from dedicating months of your life to a project, working hard on it, trying to organize it, trying to get all the research done. And when you actually step back and you see what you've accomplished, you're like, wow.
The program is absolutely fantastic. ThinkQuest is very helpful. I think it's a great program. And the awards aside, the recognition aside, if nothing else, it's worth what you learn.
It taught me a lot about leadership and also cooperating with 2 other teammates that I didn't know at all, and we just suddenly had to work together.
I think it really enhances the whole idea of the global community and students working together with other students and learning with people from around the world.
I think it's fabulous. I've gotten to meet team members. I've learned a lot about the subject that we did outside on, chemistry, and got to meet a lot of interesting people.
ThinkQuest is a great place for students from diverse backgrounds can collaborate together to produce a page which can teach other students like us.
You know, you can only depend on the mail system and telephone so much. You know, this is helping you, I mean, to go anywhere in the world that you want to go. It's a free ride on your imagination, any place that you could ever dream of going.
They put so much into this, so much imagination, so much time. They created such wonderful sites, such wonderful educational tools that other kids all over the world can use. That means other kids all over are going to be able to use your tools. And you should walk away with unbelievable pride. Thanks.
ThinkQuest is easily reached at www.advanced.org/ThinkQuest. Just add /teammaker.html to reach the Teammaker page. And to get help, simply send email to tq-help@advanced.org. ThinkQuest was created by Advanced Network and Services Incorporated and is managed and operated from offices in Armonk, New York. Advanced Network and Services is dedicated to advancing education by accelerating the use of computer network applications and technology. ThinkQuest is a key program. This has been a Net TV production.